This is a poem I performed in Russia. I was out there for a while, not a long while, just a little while, on a little trip to visit the Moscow International Film School. And while I was out there, we did a little bit of performing. We did a showcase thing with them. There was a group of 10 of us that went out there. We sort of did a collaboration project, loads of different things. I was with a couple of directors, a couple of drama students, one girl who who's at Guildhall, another girl who's just had a film out called Grace, Philophobia. It's in cinemas now. That's an incredible film. And she's been in IP Man 4 as well, which is another film on Netflix, so go check that out. And a couple of others, my old drama teacher, and a few other people. And we went out to the Moscow International Film School. I was the final. We did 4 performances. There were 4 groups, so 4 different performances over the course of the showcase we did, I guess. And I was in the last one. And the thesis, the kind of main thing that it was off and based off was King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, which we all read. And the school, obviously being in Russia, they read it in Russian, we read it in English, and we went together, and there was a whole thing of creating this devised piece from King Arthur. And my group put together a performance that was based around the Lady of Shalott, which actually, interestingly enough, isn't actually in the King Arthur tales. We did the book by Roger Lancel Green, so it wasn't actually in there. It was a poem by Lord Alfred Tennyson, and that's kind of where we based our thesis off that, and a bit of also off the book itself, kind of taking inspiration and ideas from everywhere. So we came up with a performance, which unfortunately I don't have on video and I can't post because I don't have it, obviously. But what I can do is recite the poem in Russian that I did at the end of the performance, which was really good, and not many people were expecting it. I mean, some of the performances were in English, some of them had no dialogue whatsoever. They all had music. I mean, we were there for 5 days, and I kid you not, the teams that worked there there was a music team, there was the lighting, the sound, the stage. In 5 days they did the most incredible things. I mean, the head of the music team, if you like, Nikita, big up, they wrote like a whole play, like a whole musical to go in the background of all 4 different plays. And they weren't long plays, but still, it was incredible. And then they did a whole big, lovely thing on the stage, with the stage big sort of arc, with sort of stars and lights, and it was fantastic. It was a really incredible time, and I wanted to share with you that Russian poem. And if you're one of the people that I visited out there, or you came and watched the performance, and you're watching this video now, then you're in luck, because you get to watch the poem again, which everyone said they loved, so I thought, why not? So I hope you enjoyed it. Here goes nothing. I don't have a translation either, but whatever. Basically, what happened in the performance was I was playing Lancelot, right? And I came scooting in. I was actually on a scooter. Image will be hopefully up. And what happened was I stopped, and I think basically the story of the Lady of Shalott is there's a lady in a castle. She's not allowed to look out the window and leave the tower, otherwise she dies. She then sees Lancelot trotting by on his horse. Because she's allowed to look in a mirror, and the mirror can see out the window, but she can't actually turn around. She has to constantly be sewing, I think. But we did a little modern take on it, so she had to be constantly on her phone, otherwise she would die if she went away from her phone. It was a little joke on modern day people, kids nowadays, those rascals. And what happened was basically she turns around, because she sees this gorgeous and handsome man riding on by, and then she dies, and we all dressed in like big blue wavy clothes, and there was kind of wind, and we carried her away because supposedly she gets all the way down to him, and then she has to get in a boat, and she dies in the boat, and then the boat floats off, and Lancelot's like, well, that was weird, and then I do the poem, and basically, so I came on, and we carried her around, and then she went off, and I was stood there, and I do this poem. I think that's how I remember it. Could be a little bit off, but that's the main gist of what we did, and a kind of gist of the story as well. But then once it came to the poem, I stood there and did this. And the reason I'm holding my phone, right, before you all go, hey man, you haven't learnt your lines. Correct. Also not correct. I have learned them because I had to read Russian, and to be honest with you, I didn't speak Russian before I went out there. Learned a bit of Russian when I was out there, learned some really good phrases, learned some good stuff. But I didn't learn it all because learning a language in 10 days is impossible unless you know, like it's a whole new alphabet, come on. And also we were drawing on modern takes, we were really focusing on the mobile phone being, even for being such a focus of today in society, and we're talking, a lot of what we were doing, was about being stuck to electricity. So the story of her being only able to look out the window if she looks in the mirror, we used that, but we had it, instead of having her like tied to a chain to the floor, we had a wire, a big cable basically which tied her to the mirror and stopped her looking out the window, and then eventually she breaks the cables and looks out the window, and then she dies. And it's like that reliance on technology in society nowadays, which we wanted to highlight and try and go, hey, get off your phones, people, talk to each other. So that's why I'm going to do it on my phone. Anyway, let's do it now. I keep procrastinating. Czasami długi mi patriot, a na волшебниci кьот наряд проклеят ту забиться. Говорят, кол труд приери вьотана, чтоб взгляд склонит на замок камелот. Есут проклята неезна, нон текет суэсе диемана, куним заботам холодна волшебница Shalott. And that was that. That was what I did. And it was great, and I hope you enjoyed listening to that. I know it was short and it was sweet, and I've done a lot of talking, but that's what I do. And yeah, go and check out all my Rob's Monologues videos. Got loads of monologues on there, and they're really cool, they're really fun to watch. Let me know if you've got any monologue suggestions, any advice, anything. Just, hello, anyone out there? I'm here, down below in the comments. I know not many people watch these videos, but that's expected. No one knows who I am. But tell your friends, tell your family, share the message. Yeah, and if you've got anything you want me to do, monologue-wise, improvisation, if you want to do a duologue, I'm really interested in that as well, then let's do it. Bye!